here with us today. And yay, Callie remembered to record. We hope that you are having a fantastic day wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. And this space is just meant to be a little respite and just stepping into a cafe atmosphere where you're going to overhear a few people talking about their businesses, their retreats, their mission, their purpose. And so this is for soul-led creators like you and heart-centered entrepreneurs for easy conversation and meaningful connection. It's a soft place to land. And so, whether you're here to listen, share, or just feel connected, you're in exactly the right place. Callie, would you like to introduce our special guest for today?
I would love to, and I'd also love to say hello to Carrie, who's joined us now
Oh,
too.
yay! Hi, Carrie.
Great to see you, ladies.
Yeah,
Nice
great
to
to
see
see
you.
you. And I am so excited to introduce our guest today, Cynthia Miller. Cynthia is a Rainbow Warrior Mermaid, and she is a divine feminine freedom guide who leads women's gatherings and retreats, both online and in person. She creates spaces where women can reconnect with their truth, their bodies, and their inner authority. Her work is rooted in helping women release conditioning, reclaim their feminine wisdom, and experience freedom through presence, embodiment, and self trust. And Cynthia has a beautiful way of holding space that feels both gentle and deeply empowering, the kind of space where real shifts can happen without force. So we're grateful to have you with us here today, Cynthia Miller, and I can't wait for you to experience, or all of you to experience, her energy and wisdom for yourselves.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah,
Calling
no
it
pressure though.
my wisdom. Thank you for that lovely intro. Thank you. I'm always glad to be here with the two of you. I like to call you the dynamic duo. So,
Woohoo! We'll take that.
I'll take it.
And now we'll be the Three Musketeers. And we did have a few questions if you want to start off that way, because I was reading through your bio and something that really struck me was the word sensuality. And so maybe you can speak to that word and how you help women step into their sensuality.
sure, sure. Well, sensuality, when we say that word, what really pops into our mind usually first? What
Sex,
pops into your mind? Sex? Yeah, right?
pleasure,
Pleasure? Yeah. And then
feeling
what
good,
pops in your mind when you think of pleasure usually?
food.
Mostly.
I'm a Taurus. Food, wine.
I
Feel
think
free to pipe
well,
in, audience. You can pipe in with your words.
I think of full, like presence when I think about sensuality. And
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yeah. It has the definition in the word, right? It's our senses, all five senses. It's about experiencing life with your senses. And I know for myself, I'm still learning to be fully present more and more. It's probably impossible to be fully present all the time unless you're a monk sitting on the Tibetan hill, mountain, whatever, in a monastery. I don't know. But, there's always these distractions and things pulling us out and triggering us. But it's beautiful to come into your body that way through your senses and really just think, okay, what am I seeing right now? And doing one thing at a time instead of being distracted in our very distracted world. What am I feeling? Like like when I'm petting my cat, I used to realize just even recently I was petting my cat, but I was trying to rush through it because I knew I wanted to get to the next thing, right? So I wasn't fully present, even petting the cat, and they're amazing to pet. Like, why else have a cat unless you can just enjoy petting them and stroking them and hearing them purr?
Mhm.
So I was learning to become more present with my senses in that moment by just noticing how my hand felt on his fur and just embracing all our senses when we're eating instead of sitting in front of the TV, which I'm guilty of sometimes when I'm eating alone. Yeah, yeah. Even though I'm watching like Abraham Hicks or something like that,
Right.
um, you're not tasting your food as much. You're not really tasting, even just drinking a glass of water or whatever you're drinking now. Like, just how often do we really take the time to notice how it feels going down our throat or what it tastes like, or, all those things, all those beautiful things, and touching ourselves and enjoying our own touch, bringing ourselves pleasure and coming home to our bodies instead of ignoring them like many of us were taught to do, or yeah.
Mhm.
Cynthia,
Coming
I
home to our bodies. I love that.
have, yeah, yeah. Cynthia, you do some belly dancing, right, with your groups. Very sensual. Tell us a little bit about that.
And it's funny, I just signed up for these classes for older adults, which cracks me up that I now can call myself an older adult, but I will be 60 in the spring, so I guess I qualify as an older adult.
Yep.
And I signed up for belly dancing with a teacher I used to study with, so that was nice. And yeah, I do beginner belly dancing in my classes. Um, and it's about reconnecting us with like our lower chakras. Growing up in a very fundamentalist Christian background, I really was taught, that my body pretty much was sinful. And let's just say, I think that that's kind of what I got from it. And I still am learning to walk and letting my hips sway. Like I used to lock my hips when I walked. And people commented a couple times on it. I didn't realize I did that. Like I literally would just freeze my hips so they wouldn't like do that feminine walking, swaying. And I would look at women that
Mm-mm-mm.
were doing it. I was like, why is she walking like that? Like that's like, why is she bringing so much attention to herself? And yeah, so belly dancing is amazing because it really tones every muscle in your body. It's so good for the feminine body and it gets you in touch with your sensuality in a really fun way. You just put on some music on Spotify that you like, grab a pretty scarf and go to town. Like just do some hip circles, figure eights, whatever. You just make up your own stuff if you don't want to take a class. It's
I love
fun.
that. Yeah, I had fun doing that with you. That was like what few weeks ago. I don't know, a month ago, maybe. Time flies.
Yeah.
But I mean, be allowing ourselves to be sensual and flowing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that, and I did some of that with Carrie too at her retreat, and I haven't done that for a long time, and it's so empowering to just grab a scarf and then have some music playing, and especially when you're in the company of other women doing the same thing, so you're not as self-conscious. And so that kind of brings us around to your retreat, your Avalon retreat. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Ooh, I'm just curious how that brought us around because the last thing you said was self-conscious. So I'm like, what? Okay. Well, yeah, so I fell in love with Avalon, Glastonbury, England. It's in the southwest of England. And I did not expect it, but I felt like home. I had an awakening there. And I felt very, very called to bring other women there because of how my life transformed in a major way. And I wanted other women to experience that. And everyone else I would come across in Avalon, the women there were like, yeah, my life has changed and I never want to go home. And yeah, I want to live here or whatever, So it's really drawing the women. It's very magnetizing, for women to go there. It's the heart chakra of Gaia, and my heart was open like the whole time I was there. It was amazing.
Very cool.
So yeah, myself and my co-facilitator, Sonia Hofpar, who's an incredible soul photographer and a woman whisperer, we're coming together. She's got the sacred and wild, and like together we do kind of make up sacred and wild, but she has a collective called Sacred and Wild. But she's wild, she's raw, she's from Louisiana, and she's like, this is how this we're going into presence now. Like get yourself into presence, like So I feel like she's got that really strong, like in your face energy, and I'm more like the quieter, calmer, holding sacred space kind of person. Just listen. I like to hold a container for listening and watching people bloom and blossom. So yeah, the retreat is it's for us to have a radiant reclamation. That's the phrase that came to me, and that's what I called the gathering, for us to shine our light brighter. And by that I mean coming home to our truth, unveiling, like dismantling the patriarchy that's infected us all our lives, and realizing we're already whole, we're already holy and whole. And it's a sensual return to self. is the subtitle of the retreat. So it is about, coming home to our bodies, like I said, and just feeling everything, letting ourselves feel everything, not just the good, but also the difficult, and being present with one another as we go through these
Hmm.
ups and downs and cycles, and letting ourselves show up authentically, which that word gets thrown around a lot. And what's that mean? That means you don't smile when you don't feel like smiling. That means this is still a hard one for me. That means if a good friend says something that hurts you, you don't
Oh,
pretend
that's right.
that it didn't, and things like that, being able to be honest with each other in the moment and stop playing the good girl, the nice girl, don't make waves, don't have conflict, like getting comfortable with conflict to a certain degree so that you can feel okay, maybe not making somebody angry because they're responsible for their own reactions, right? We can't make somebody feel some way, but we're trying to protect people all the time. I think for
Right.
myself, that's how I grew up.
Yep.
Don't make waves, and everybody else comes first. And yeah, so this is about us putting ourselves first, because when we do that and we take care of ourselves and we invest in ourselves to get whatever go along our path that we feel called, then we help other people. We help the collective. We help the world. We help the usher in the new earth.
Yep.
That's my spiel.
That's awesome. Hey, Cynthia, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I
I
need
know you
to
gotta
I need
go.
to run. But I love your message and thank you for
You.
sharing. But anyway,
You're
I'll see
welcome.
you guys all at the next one.
Thanks for coming, Shelley. See
All
you
right.
hopefully next week or yeah, soon.
Okay. Okay. We'll see you
Okay.
soon. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hi, Shelley.
Uh,
I would love to know, Cynthia, what feels most important about gathering women to Avalon in this moment in collective history? Like, what's going on right now that makes Avalon
Mm.
such a special place for women to be?
That's a great question, and I have a great answer. It is a living divine feminine slash goddess. Divine feminine is goddess culture there. And I feel like when women, at least for me, I can only speak to my personal experience, and some other women have said this happened to them too. When you go there, at least for me, I connected with Source for the first time as feminine, and it was deeply, deeply healing on so many layers, and even my subconscious. I could just feel loved. I could just feel the love, and I don't know. It's a magical place, just like the place you found. It's a magical place, and we both want to bring other people to those magical places so they can experience their own transformation. But you can't go to these places and come home the same
Mm.
person. You will be transformed on some level, for sure.
I think especially when we do it from such an intentional space of a retreat experience as opposed to a general travel experience. I think Avalon, just like Croatia, is one of those places that are on people's bucket lists. But when you go there as part of a retreat and you go there for that experience of transformation, it hits so much deeper, right? Than just going to take pictures of historical places.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you're setting us, you have intentions probably when you go, and people that invest in retreats, they have a reason they want to get themselves across the ocean to a place they may never have been before, which can be scary for people. They might not like to fly. They might be, in your case, I don't know how I guess a lot of people do speak English in Croatia,
Oh
though.
yeah, yeah.
Most of the world, English is their second
Oh
language.
yeah.
Yeah. In my case, I just had to deal with a different accent and how some words are pronounced differently, and they have a few different words for things. That's it. A little bit different culture. But yeah, when you give yourself the time to retreat, you can leave everything else behind. You can leave, the kids or having to sit down and pay the bills, and the housework and the meals and the shopping, you have time to devote fully to yourself. And it's beautiful when you can do it with other sisters. I feel like there's so much power in sisterhood, so
Mhm.
much. To be witnessed, to be seen, to be held. It's so important.
Yeah, we make incredible connections during retreats as well, right? Because we put ourselves into um, a different space, right? And you do set aside all those daily responsibilities and you open your heart. And I think it's akin to having a traumatic experience, which is often very bonding for people. It's not traumatic, but it's, we're allowing ourselves to experience life in a much deeper way when we're in a retreat. And what I find is you often form these really tight bonds and really like long-term friendships that you take home with you, because you've connected on this level that's so not every day, not typical.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
I
call
love that.
it,
And oh,
oh,
go
go
ahead, Carrie.
I was just going to say it feels like as you're speaking into this like a sacred container
Mm.
and and for stuff to come up, and I think that's the joy and the challenge maybe of retreat is never know what's going to show up.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
For sure. So we have to be brave, stepping into a sacred container.
Yes. And that's one thing I that made me think of something else to share about this gathering in Avalon is it's going to be unique in the sense that it's very pulse led. Like we have some things we're doing, like going on pilgrimage to the sacred waters, but we are going to just let it reveal itself too and unfold and see what comes up in the present for each woman and us as a group. So it's going to be this beautiful co-creation, really, as we journey together those 5 days. So that's exciting. Like not having it all predetermined. We have the space for things to unfold naturally, you know?
That's so important with retreats, space to unfold naturally. Because when they're over agendaized, overbooked with things, sometimes you walk away more exhausted than when you got there. So, you need that integrative time. Well, I know when
Absolutely. Yeah.
you first came on, you were really excited about talking about permission, and I totally want to talk about that because I think that's a big thing with retreats is like, you know, some of the women they're feeling it, but also they don't trust themselves yet in saying yes. So I would love to hear, your thoughts about that.
Okay, I'm just gonna call it like it is. The main reason women don't go on retreats, well, I can think of two reasons. Young kids that they don't think they can leave for any length of time, and investing in themselves. I have a friend, a dear friend, and she would never think to go on retreat because she homeschools her daughter, doesn't work, and she doesn't want to ask her husband for money. And I'm like, but it's your money too, lady. Like that's your money too. You've earned that money. But like, sometimes we have that mentality that we just can't spend the money. And I feel like I'm just going to share this quick story. I just said yes to something enormous because my soul called me towards it. I didn't expect it. And because it's about going to the south of France. I connected with a woman and I connected with her for a personal retreat. I'm not going to tell you what it costs, but let me just say this. I knew 100% with every cell of my body when I connected with her, I was getting goosebumps. I was crying every time we were chatting in real time from France to here. And I knew before I even knew what she did. Like I just knew. And then I looked at her stuff and I knew. And I was like, I know. I didn't even know how much it was till we got on the call. But I knew. And I was like, okay, how much do I have to invest in myself for this? How much do I have to invest? And then she said the thing, and I was like, I just had to like, I was in shock. I was actually in shock because I didn't know how much a personal retreat is versus a group retreat, you know? Apparently it's more, a lot more. So, but I had already known. My body had already said yes. It was a full-blown yes. And I told the lady, I said, I know it's a yes, but I'm terrified. And I start crying. And she's beautiful at holding space. And I know about the mindset, Abraham Hicks, all that. You have to show the universe you're serious. If the universe shows you this is for you, and my way of knowing is goosebumps usually, and crying too usually. But if the universe says, "Yeah, this is for you," we're giving this to you. Like, step this way, do it. I'm an Aries. Where there's a will, there's a way. I make a way, you know? So I said yes, trusting that the money would then come. And it's huge trust, huge faith and trust, huge for me. It was terrifying. But when you say yes to your soul, like if you feel called to Croatia, go. If you feel called to go to Avalon, go. If you feel called somewhere else, go. Stop. Don't put yourself last. Everybody else will be fine without you for a while. And the universe will provide a way for the finances to be there, but you have to show the universe you're serious. And once I did that, oh my gosh, today, the last few days, things started opening up for me like crazy. I mean, like crazy. Like clients coming in and connections I didn't think I was going to make. And it's been beautiful. And I'm kind of in awe because I've heard of that happening and it's happening. It's actually happening in real time in my life right now. I'm like, I am going to make that payment. It's like,
Yes, yes, absolutely. I love that because you're speaking into exactly what I feel of like, it takes that commitment, that one giving ourselves permission and then all of the other dominoes fall. But until
yes.
we're willing to step out and make that one hard, and it's always terrifying, right? That one big leap. But it opens up the world.
Yeah. And for me, it's literally opening up the world because I'm going to go lead the retreat in Avalon, June 14th to 19th, leading up to the summer solstice, which is a beautiful time. Then a week later, I'm getting on probably taking the train under the water to Paris, where there's a woman I connected with who does sacred tours of Paris. Then going all the way, taking the train all the way or a flight all the way to the south of France to be with Samjana and then back to Avalon because Goddess Festival, Fairy Festival. You see why I want to live there because I want to dress up like a fairy any day I want. I'll be all grown-ups dressed up like fairies. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my happy place. My happy place.
Yes, let's all dress up like fairies and start putting ourselves first instead of last, and making a commitment to you and your growth because, when we change the whole world around us. Everybody rises together when the tide comes in, we all rise together, and that's what women, I think, are especially good at. And what we're welcoming people into this Rainbow Warrior Mermaid Sisterhood is all about. It's about let's help each other rise and let's support each other and let's celebrate each other and share what we're doing so that other people can come along on this beautiful journey of wearing the wings whenever we want, giving ourselves permission to choose what we want and choose how we spend our time and know that it's okay to make an investment in you.
Yes, 100%. This is a space for heart-centered entrepreneurs, soul-led creators, because we all need a community that sees us and understands us and supports us in this beautiful, special magic that is just truly our own to give. And so that's why we're here. I'm super glad that we got to have Cynthia on to chit chat with us today. I really am inspired by you, Cynthia, and by your mission, and your retreat sounds absolutely incredible. So I hope that some people are getting those goosebumps and saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, that sounds like something I want to do. I want fairy wings too."
Beautiful. Yeah, Cynthia, do you have any final words you want to leave our audience with?
Just find the courage to be you, whoever you are. Know who you are. And that's the message I've been getting from my higher self and my guides. Anytime I ask, they say, know yourself. So I still have more to learn about myself for sure. But know yourself, yeah. And shine your light.
Know yourself, shine your light, be who you are. We love all of that. So thank you so much for showing up here today, Cynthia. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on, Carrie. And our next Rainbow Warrior Mermaids meeting is our Thursday networking opportunity, and we have a featured speaker. Her name is Jennifer Young. More details to come. So we hope to see you there and have a beautiful weekend and come retreat with one of us, with both of us, with all of us. Retreats are amazing.
And just a question for you, because I'm a relative newcomer to this group. Is the Facebook group the best place to find out where the upcoming events are?
Yes, yeah. We tend to meet on Thursdays. So,
Okay.
Rainbow Warrior Mermaid Cafe, this event is always on the first Thursday of the month,
Okay.
10 o'clock. And then the third Thursday is Her Power Connections,
Okay.
so at 10 o'clock. And right now we're doing some mini retreats too, and those are also coming on Thursdays. And right now we're booking them at the end of the month. So we know for sure we've got one coming at the end of February, and then we will see from there. But yeah, if you want to put it on your calendar, first Thursday and third Thursday of the month, 10 a.m. Pacific time.
You got it. I put it in there. I'm just gonna put, and then I always forget which one is it? Rainbow Warrior Mermaids. Okay.
Yes.
Warrior. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in the Rainbow Warrior Mermaid group and hopefully at our next networking event. Take care. Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
Love you.
Yeah.